I invite each and every one for this wonderful webinar, which we are taking some initiative to spread the knowledge of what we are doing to the customer, and also it's kind of a co-creation, it's kind of a co-learning where we can maximize the benefit of Autodesk softwares and all the current workflows and how to bring up the productivity. So for that, we have two experts. I will introduce them. And before that, I just want to quickly take a minute to tell what is CAD Center, who we are. CAD Center is a 3-decade old company and leading system integrator. And we have got 300 plus staffs working with us and 200 million turnover we are doing. We are known for providing industry leading solutions and services where I can proudly say 50% of the market share in this, especially in the AEC industry, is with us. We have been serving and we have repeated customers. Apart from CAD and engineering, we also have 6 other divisions where we serve hospitality, networking, cybersecurity, all the other divisions and all. We have branches in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah. Of course, we have overseas presence in Qatar and also Saudi Arabia. We can proudly say that we are SME 100 listed company. That means this company is owned by 100% Emirati share. So we have so many things to tell, but considering the time and considering the expectation of the seminar, I just reduce it a bit, and I want to hand over the session to our experts, who is Mr. Vivek Mahajan and Subhransu Majhi. I want to, before giving the mic, I want to tell a single word to them. So far, I brought them to many of the clients to solve their problem, which is a little above than regular transaction of BIM and other things. None of the problem they said no. None of the problem they said not possible. It takes time. None of the problem they said, every problem they say it is possible, and they delivered also. And customers are so happy that you will see when they present these solutions. With this introduction, I give mic to Vivek. Over to you.
Thank you, Vector, for giving us opportunities to provide solutions. So I think let's start. So we are going to talk about the modern BIM workflows using Autodesk Data Exchange Connectors. So this is going to be the series of episodes. So Subhransu will give us the idea how the episodes are going to be distributed and what are the topics we are going to cover.
Yes. So I'll just use a slide here quickly to discuss the various stages and various episodes that we have broken down the whole webinar into. So here,
Vivek, just 1 minute before you go ahead. I think Vetri will introduce both of you. I just want to add that both of them are speakers at the Autodesk University. And Vivek was there in the last year, Las Vegas, Autodesk University. Some of the attendees might have seen him there. So the material they are presenting, maybe part of this will be also be presented in Autodesk University this year.
Yes, definitely. I think Dr. Jain has put up a good point. So I think let's introduce ourselves, Subhransu, first. So hi everyone, I am Vivek Mahajan. I am heading partnership and business development at CCTech. So CCTech has been in the industry from last 17 years. We have our offices and presence into the US, India, Saudi Arabia, and we are in collaboration with CADD Emirates for GCC region also. We are expert into the machine learning, software development, custom plugin development, and we are also the Autodesk software development partners. So we are directly working with Autodesk teams to provide different solutions and creating new plugins for them. With me, my colleague Subhransu is here.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Subhransu and I have 11 years of experience in designing, conceptualizing, creating AEC softwares. So a lot of being worked in collaboration with Autodesk themselves and also with the end customers of Autodesk. So we have created custom solutions for many Fortune 500 companies who are the customers of Autodesk, but they needed more than what Autodesk solutions provide. So we customized for their custom needs, we created custom plugins on top of Autodesk softwares, or we connected multiple softwares together to make the data flow happen seamlessly and creating a lot of automation and productivity increase and stuff like that. So that's what I do. I had software solutions, which is basically I had a team of software architects here in CCTech, and we listened to the requirements of all of you guys, and we conceptualize a software for you, and the one which is cost effective, the one that actually solves your challenges and queries, and also delivers the productivity, quality, and other parameters that are needed for the industry. So we'll move ahead with the webinar, and this is basically a multi-episode webinar. This is the first one that we are conducting. This webinar will focus on the design workflows, which is which I mean to say is one moment. So as we know, in the life cycle of projects in our area, it starts from design, then the validation of design happens, and then we go towards plan. But in this journey, we keep on iterating over and over again through the design, validate plans multiple times, and then eventually build stage comes, and then finally the operation stage also is there. So similarly, we have divided the webinar into three parts, where we are talking about the modern BIM workflows that are happening in the design space first, in the first episode. Then we'll go to the build space, and then finally we'll go to the operate space. So there will be three webinar series total, and today we will focus on the workflows that are relevant or that are required in the design space. So we'll start, right?
Yeah. So to start with, so let's understand the history of the CAD domain. So you can see into the image that before the AutoCAD was born, everything was on the paper, and people literally on sleeping on the paper and trying to do the changes into the drawings. But you can imagine, if any change has to be done or any improvement has to be done, then they have to create the whole paper again.
But Vivek, if you see, they were doing collaboration at that
At a particular moment, yeah. So next thing that it's come that when the AutoCAD is introduced to the industry. So AutoCAD brings the whole digitization of the drawing. So people started using the creation of drawings using the AutoCAD. So it made the people efficient, or I will say proficient to doing their work. Then comes here we come the today when there is not only AutoCAD, but there are a lot many CAD softwares are going to be used into the industry. And the challenge nowadays is that to share the data from one CAD to another CAD. So this is how the evolution I'm trying to say happen into the CAD domain.
But still, if you see in today's environment, we have softwares, we have people working in silos, and the softwares cannot talk to each other very easily. So even though we have advanced so much, but still we have this all silos and stuff, which actually, if we translate to our softwares directly, we know that these are, I'm just presenting a glimpse of few softwares which we use in our industry. But if we really see, there are a lot more software to this, right?
Yes.
And the our work requires to us to work together with all these softwares without any loss of data, without any silos being created, without any hinder to our workflows, right? But this software stack that we have built today in our space needs a lot more modernization. And that is what we will be talking to you about in this webinar.
So to understand what are the challenges in today's world. So there are two types of challenges. One is the technical challenge and another is the people challenge. So let's first discuss about the technical challenge. As we create the larger and larger models, or as you can imagine, we are doing the city level planning, then large sites, then large world's biggest malls, airports. So the file sizes which are required to create it are getting bulkier. And because of that bulkiness, it is difficult to share. Also, it is difficult to store on a particular locations. Then as a particular like draftman or a drawing engineer is working in AutoCAD, then its conceptualization is going into the Revit. So there are different softwares are also played. So the technical depth or technical knowledge is into the silos. Then the versioning issues. If you want to do the versioning, if your first drawing is approved or it has been issues into the review, so you have to create another version. So we are missing the real source of the truth of the drawing. So that is the challenge. When it comes to the people, then as it is a single software, the little corporation is needed. Like someone, the breaking of the work has to be done through the people, and it also involves how they are efficient into the collaboration. Then there are skill set gaps into also the people. Then it comes that we are operating into the contractors, subcontractors. So different agencies are also in the play. So security and IP are also the concerns for solving the data sharing problems.
But Vivek, isn't IFC a great solution that the industry has already brought in?
Yeah, I think IFC, step file, these are the file-based systems. But the challenge with the file-based system is that it is difficult to handle the versioning. You will not get the idea in the version 1 and version 2, what are the changes are happening.
I mean, if we are maintaining the versions in docs or BIM 360 document management, Revit is what the Revit model is versioned and maintained. But when I'm sharing that with you, I have to go to IFC and then share it for you. Maybe you will open it in Rhino. But who is maintaining the IFC file versions?
Yeah,
And who makes sure that it is the latest one that I am also working and you are also working?
yeah.
Lots of challenges. So even though our industry has grown like anything in terms of technology, there is a lot of issues that needs to be fixed. And I think we will be talking about something which is very unique and very powerfully connecting all of these and solving all of these problems together. So go ahead.
So to discuss this more, we are going to focus in today's episode about the design flows. So in the design, there are Revit, Civil 3D, AutoCAD, Tekla, maybe Navisworks, then Start Pro for analyzing. So many softwares are there. But the first thing start from the design, and eventually that design evolve into the models, and then it goes to the BIM or up to the LOD 500. But when it all these things are not happen into the single software. So data sharing has to be done here. So what is that solution? So we are here talking about the data exchange. Now, Autodesk Data Exchange, which is the newest platform which Autodesk is bringing into the market, and how it is going to solve these challenges.
Right.
So to solve these challenges, there are different things into the workflows. So Autodesk Platform Services, Autodesk Data Exchange Services, Autodesk Construction Cloud like Autodesk Docs or Autodesk Build, then Amazon Web Services for website of things to handle, then custom development like ACC APIs, or someone want to do some different kind of analytics generation, and then also requires the custom software development, because every firm has its own workflow, and those they will need a integration or automation in their own way. So that's why the custom software development is also the essential part in this flow.
So I think Autodesk is trying to create a ecosystem where it is not one product serving purposes of all companies. Instead, it is a platform that they are building these days and a way of communicating or flowing data between the softwares, which can then be consumed by some or which can then be used by some custom software development companies to bring those workflows live that the industry needs, right?
Yes. So basically, the generic workflows are being targeted by the Autodesk.
Right.
But when the firm specific workflows are going to be pictured, are going to leverage those platforms.
Partners like us will come into play and support the industry. Yes, correct.
Then what type of solution are those going to be?
So,
So-
yeah, basically,
Yeah,
I think,
go ahead.
no, that's okay. So I just thought of creating this slide here because to help our guests understand these are all okay in terms of technology, but how it is going to be delivered to them,
Yeah.
how it will look to them. For them, is it software? Is it a AutoCAD plugin or what is it?
Yeah.
Please help them understand.
So, based on the requirements and the solutions, it is going to be divided into the four solutions or four apps, I will say. So, browser-based web app plugin, web apps, in which directly you will get everything into the browser. Then standalone web app, in which whole new web application is going to be. So, browser plugin means, suppose in this case, if we are talking about the Autodesk Docs. So you will get a extra plugin into the Autodesk Docs, which will do the workflows. When I talk about the standalone web app, it is a separate standalone application, similar or equivalent to the Autodesk Docs. Then plugin for BIM softwares like Revit, Rhino, Tekla, and then comes the standalone desktop app like maybe you can create your own application which is integrated with your all ERP or animation and CRM tools where you just submit your models and do all those things.
So, which means basically, if let's say I have my build and other modules enabled in ACC, then I can have some plugin developed, browser extensions developed by CCTech or CADD Emirates. And what we can do is the functionalities that I am missing out from this software, or maybe the data that I want to pull from my ERP system, that can be automatically made visible here.
Yes.
And I can through just from drop downs, I can just set those data and connect, make those mappings, and the data is automatically pulled in. That's
Yes.
great. So yeah, so maybe it's either it's web-based solutions or if it is desktop-based solutions, anything that we can imagine, we are able to do today. Right.
So
Okay, so this is not, I mean, this will not happen magically. So it will need a company who has expertise in software development and to understand the need, create a plug. Let's say it's about creating a plugin to connect between two softwares. Then that need has to be understood, and then let's say that has to be programmed, and then it would take some efforts for the development company, maybe in weeks or in days, maybe if it is a very small requirement, then even in weeks we would be able to deliver. And then the custom connector that we wanted to make and the data that we wanted to flow into AutoCAD or maybe flow out of AutoCAD or Revit, that can be made possible to any other software with some that kind of integration.
yeah.
But this, yeah.
So how this whole custom software development happens? So it starts from the conceptualization of the team understand what is your pain points. If you don't understand the pain points, team also helps you to. You just have to spell out your problems. Team will understand it. Then you conceptualize the problems for you. Identify the gaps into the workflows. Then based on those things, team will create the software architect. Then UI design. Then software development. Team also do the quality checks of those software implementation, and then the last thing comes that deployment. In the deployment, the whole product will ship to you. Also, the training will be the part of it. All these things is the part of the custom product development.
Right. All of these softwares, all of these plugins basically, which enable the data flow between all the softwares of our industry, is developed in collaboration with us here in CCTech's office in Pune, all led by Vivek and his team here. So that's a achievement, I would say.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I think let's deep dive into the
yes, what this data exchange really is, right? So we have a small example here to start with the real thing of what it is and how it looks and how we can use it. So what it needs first of all to understand is data exchange is today when we go and see that app store, it is for free. It's a free solution. It's not a paid solution. And why it is free? Because it depends on a subscription, which is the minimum subscription is Autodesk Docs. Docs are BIM 360 document management. So that management module, document management module or ACC Docs, that is the minimum subscription that it needs to work. And then It is all about just downloading that plugin and installing it in your CAD software or any other software, and it's ready to go. The way it would appear in our software, we'll see that quickly. This demonstration video. This in collaborate option, we have this data
This is
exchange.
AutoCAD, right?
This is AutoCAD. So the workflow that we are talking here, okay, I'll take a pause and talk about the workflow. So let's talk about a use case where I am a BIM consultant company. What I do is I take AutoCAD drawings and then I create BIM models for my client. So if I'm that kind of a company, then I will receive AutoCAD files. And traditionally, I may receive through emails, the source file, and then one fine day I'll get another email that the file has changed. So we have done a revision. Now please update your BIM model accordingly.
Some columns are changed. Shit.
Right, something has shifted, and the quality of the final delivery of mine actually is dependent on whether I opened that mail and looked at the new design. If not, then it's all a old file that I'm sending them, and I don't know what will happen in the construction phase.
Maybe in the review, you will get the issue.
Yes, right. So the point is, this modern workflow will allow us to eradicate all these problems. It will be a continuous stream of the latest copy of the AutoCAD file, and there will be no need to, because of course we are working with ACC docs, the document management system is in place. So we have a AutoCAD file. We now will be able to send the information which is needed to me. Let's say I only want the floor plan. I don't want elevation drawings and all. Then if I need a floor plan, then I can only be able to extract a floor plan. Right. That is what we will see here. In this AutoCAD drawing or AutoCAD floor plan layout, there is a option for data exchange in the inside collaborate, and the UI will be first familiar with the UI. This is the first time we are looking at this data exchange UI. It's a very simple, sleek UI where you can create a data exchange and then you can also load data exchange. So it works two ways, whether you're sending data from your software to another software where you will be loading the data from the exchange. So the exchange is basically nothing but the ACC docs, right?
Yeah.
Wherever we want to hold that data. So I have the ability to granularly select what I want to share with my counterpart. And then I also have the ability to anytime update what if I have changes, I can update it. And then the other party will be able to fetch the latest content. So very simple way to create a data exchange. I'm going into my docs folder and I will be creating a data exchange there. Let's say demo. In the demo folder, I'm creating a floor plan named data exchange entry. And what I asked the data exchange to do is select the whole complete floor plan and send it to the counterpart. So it is creating a data exchange. Once it is created, it will appear as an entry here in the UI. It could take a while. Once it is ready, then we will go and see on the other side.
It is not only taking the geometry, it is also taking the parameters and its associated metadata.
Yes,
right?
everything. Yes, everything.
And you can also give it on the ACC also.
The layer information, everything is gone. The cloud, yes. So we can also see on the cloud on the ACC website. That is why it is generating the viewables also there. Once this is done, we will be ready with the one side of the data exchange, the sending of data. Once that is done, we will go to Revit and then import that data. So this is now ready. Data exchange is created. It is, as we see, it is version 1 of data exchange. So already versioning support is there. And let's go ahead and view it first on the web. So it opens the same ACC user interface that we all are familiar with. And now I'm going to Revit to import that plan from. I can of course always import a AutoCAD file, but that is a local file that I will import. And who takes responsibility of updating that file automatically? So this is the better way of doing that. I'll load that exchange from the cloud from my account, and it gets loaded in the same place, same location, everything maintained. And it is also always in sync with the latest copy of that
Yes.
original file. So when the source file is changed, all I need to do is go to the source software, click on the button which says upload, and push the latest changes. And then here I only need to do is click on the download, get the latest, and then everything will be changed. Everything will automatically, all the changes will get reflected, and then I can start working on, by looking at the floor plan, I can start creating my whole 3D model
Yes.
on top of it.
No, I think in the Revit you will create the model, right?
Yes. So this is how the Revit model is now created. Let's imagine I took some time and created this. A quick pointer for the viewers and the audience. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask us questions, a lot of questions. Feel free to interrupt us. Nothing to wait. No need to wait for the end because we cannot see you, so we don't know if you have a question. So feel free to just interrupt us. So now the model is created in 3D. Let's now go and let me check what's there in the demonstration head.
Yeah, it is going to create the model and bring this 3D model into the AutoCAD.
I see. Okay. So from Revit, we are again creating a data exchange, and we'll bring that into AutoCAD. So AutoCAD is 2D and this is 3D. So what we are doing here?
AutoCAD also supports subsidy.
3D. So that whole 3D design will be coming to.
So idea here is that we wanted to share that the data sharing from AutoCAD to Revit and bringing back the data into the AutoCAD again.
Right. So the intention was to showcase that both way data transfer is possible. But in our use cases, we may have our different workflows, which we can connect with you guys separately and understand, and then see if the standard exchanges that we have developed for Autodesk company, if that are relevant for you, we can directly have them implemented in your offices. If else, we can customize that based on what the actual need is. So here in AutoCAD, the 3D design is being pulled down. The Revit 3D design is a very different, 3D model is a very different kind of model. It is a highly database oriented model, but in AutoCAD, these are more surfaces, right? So the two very different type of formats of data, 3D models, can be also interchanged. That's the power of the data exchange, right?
And it also gives you the parameters. Those parameters are also going to be added on those elements from the Revit.
Oh, yes. So I might sound like I'm doing a little bit of acting here, but it's true. I am all learning from Vivek all that because he is the creator of all of this.
You can see that on the your design layout, the whole Revit model is being back into here.
So this means if I am a company who has only AutoCAD licenses and I have given outsourced the work of model creating a 3D model to a different company, then I can through Exchange I can get that 3D model in my AutoCAD and I can view it in my license capability itself. Okay, so this is one use case. These are more or less sample use cases, but we can go ahead and see more of these type of use cases. But the best thing would be to understand your use cases so that we will talk what is actually needed by your organization. So anytime you feel any use cases you would like to share with us or ask question whether it is possible or not, feel free to just keep asking us. All right, so this is another data exchange example where this is not data exchange. I think this is more about the capabilities of Dynamo. Okay, so Vivek, would you like to give a glimpse of what Dynamo software is and why it is very powerful?
I think as people are from each industry, they might know about the Dynamo, but to give you the idea that Dynamo is a visual programming tool where you can script the modeling things. Like in the previous CAD software, in the AutoCAD there was a leaves, or in the Revit you can use the macros. But Dynamo has a different power that using the nodes you can connect the workflows, do the automation, and complete your modeling.
Do we need to know some programming language?
Mostly not if you don't want to have any custom Dynamo nodes. But there are a lot of sets already available, like select the filter the Revit element. You only want the levels, you only want the doors. Right. So then bring out the quantity. These kind of queries are quite easily possible using the Dynamo.
Right. Great. So here we will showcase an example of a fully complete building model. And what we are interested to do is we want to add a custom property, a set parameter to each wall type of element. So for every wall type of element, we want to add something, let's say, for example, called as cost is the name of the property. And we want it to be held in a category called data. And then we would like to have the value set as default value set as 10 to start with, or it could be also a calculative property like find the length and breadth and then multiply it and then create
Yeah,
one
maybe.
boundary around it.
Give me the carpet area of the
That kind of, yes, that kind of property. So add the carpet area to that property and then multiply it with some square feet rate, and then we can have the actual cost also. So that for doing that, I have to go to every wall property, find its area and then do it manually in Revit. Instead of doing that, I can do it fast through Dynamo. Let's see that example. To play the video. I think something is wrong with the video. Please give me a moment. I'll find the original video and play it for you. Just be there with us.
Till that time, we can discuss the question if anyone has.
Yeah, thanks, Vivek. Thanks, Subhransu. Anybody who wants to, with this introduction, anybody wants to talk? Yeah. Yes, Siva, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. And if bit of introduction also would help. Where are you? Which
Yeah.
company you are representing?
Yeah, my name is Shivakumar. I'm from U plus A, BIM manager. So I have a few questions about the Navisworks Data Exchange Connector. So anything can we talk about the Data Exchange Connector for Navisworks?
Yeah. So we can talk about it. In fact, right now, data exchange connector for Navis is into the private beta, so it is not directly available on the App Store. But if
Mhm.
you want the early access for it, you can. I can introduce you with the team who can give you the center code access for it, early access for the Navis connector. In
Okay.
fact, I would like to you explore that Navis connector. It is really in a good shape.
Yeah.
It supports the importing files from all the data exchange connectors. It also do the clash detection supports. It also has the filtering of the tools, also the parameters into it.
Yeah, I noticed that only 2023 version is available at the moment. There
Yes,
is no
yes,
2024.
This one.
yes. In the future, you will get the latest one also. Right now, the 23 is available.
Yeah.
That what is your question in about the Navisource connector?
So I'm new to this tool actually. So this is not exactly like add-in tools, right? That's my question actually. So what is this? How it is working? So how we can perform the class detection, identify the reports? How this is helping?
Uh, in the today's discussion, in fact, we haven't bring the Navisource because it is into the early access.
Okay.
But Vetrival, I think we should have a separate call, and I can show him the full workflows about those connectors specifically.
Definitely, Vivek. And in fact, I also thought of saying that, Shiva,
Yeah.
it's good that you have the doubt on this. And also, one good thing, now we are also helping clients to customize this specific data exchange to their your own workflow. So that we will take it up personal discussion. I will arrange a call with Vivek and you and Ganesh, everyone. We will
Okay.
talk in detail. Is that fine?
Yeah. This is fine. So we can
Thank you.
discuss. Yeah.
Thank you, Shiva. Over to you,
Thank you.
Vivek.
Thank you.
And I
You can
think
continue.
in the second episode where we go towards the
Collaboration where
collaboration.
Navisworks is going to play.
Yes, the second episode of our webinar will have a demonstration of Navisworks too. So if I go back to the point where we had left sharing, so we were seeing the demonstration of how Dynamo can speed up the whole workflow. So I'll go back to that. We'll see that video. So this is how it starts when we go into a Dynamo script generation. We have the standard shared parameter file created. Once this is created, this is a standard thing that everyone has to do when we work with shared parameters. And once that is done, the model is ready to be used in Dynamo. So we'll go to Dynamo, which is in the right top corner of the screen. Yeah. I'm sure for many of you guys, it would be Dynamo is pretty known to you, how it looks and all. But for some, it might be a new UI. So we'll quickly show some understanding of how the user interface of Dynamo looks like. So we are opening a file which we are already created.
So this is the script, I would say.
Yes,
The dynamic script.
it's not like a way real software programming script looks like. So it's a visual programming interface where everything comes on from the left. We pull and drop into this UI, and then we can give connections between the nodes and create some logical step, right? So the intent was to create a custom shared parameter named cost under the category called data, and its value will be set to 10. And this property has to be applied for all the elements which are of wall category.
So you can see here is a category node which is filtering the walls only.
So we first have category selected as wall, and then all elements of that category. So all of the elements got selected from here. And then for these elements, the arrow is going directly to the last block, which is saying the elements are coming from there, which means the wall elements. The parameter is coming from the top block, which is cost parameter, and the value is set to 10. So for all the elements of wall category, this cost parameter will be set at the value and its value will be 10. 10 is a custom simple value for the demonstration, but it could be also a calculative value based on the size of the wall. We can have a cost rate added to it and then set. Okay. And the group where this cost goes and sit, that is also set up in these blocks, I suppose. So some more learning about how the blocks can be created. But once it is created, it's one time. And if this is what every project of my company, I have to do this, then I can use this file over and over again for any 3D model, right? And what it does is we have this run button here. The moment we click on the run button, that's it. It will quickly add that parameter to all the elements. Yeah, that's it. Click and within a second, it's all done. We will definitely go back to Revit and see whether it worked or not. So yeah, we see the data section is added with a cost property and its value will be set to 10. So this is being shown again, and The value is also set as 10. Okay. So some programming skills without the typical programming language knowledge, we can do such kind of automation without any help or any need of any custom software development. So this is a very powerful tool. Of course, not very complex workflows can be designed with Dynamo. That is where custom software development will be needed. But for many simple automation use cases, this is very powerful. And the way we can support is we can help you create those scripts, those dialogues and those boxes that we saw in Dynamo that we can help you provide, and your automations can be done real fast.
And through it, if anyone interested, through Dynamo, we can extend it to the generative design automation also.
Right. I'll go back to this. We have 10 minutes left in the webinar, and we are almost at the end of the presentation. The last and most beautiful presentation is about data exchange between Revit and Inventor. So Revit is the design is around the this is the design. So this, let me go back. So this design is this is the final design or something. It has the railings. Yeah. So this is the full design, and let's say I want to create proper railings the way I want it. So I have got the use case is like we have a building. The whole Revit model of that building, the whole model of the building is in Revit, and we want to go and do minor development work, minor designing work in the railings of the balconies. So that is better done in Inventor than done in Revit. Revit do not support. Revit will only have the families which are supported. That only can be done. So better to take this data into this model into Inventor and then do railing design and then come back and then use the railing for every balcony.
So it is like easy to manufacture.
Manufacturing, yes. So because this Revit model is more like a architectural intended model, and then Inventor models or Inventor design
More
is more
manufacturing,
manufacturable. So it will have nuts, bolts, and everything in that, right? So how data exchange works is you can have a small view created of, let's say I'm passing this model to a contractor or a consultant or a vendor, which is not part of my organization. So I don't want to provide the whole building to that vendor. And anyhow, sending the whole file means it's a very large file. And it will need a better computer and slow.
And also sometimes there are the IP challenges.
IP
So you don't want to serve the whole of your building with for only to create the railing.
Right. So what we are doing is we are creating a view with only one surface or one wall of the building, which contains all the balconies. And what we're doing is then we'll go create a data exchange model. So the data exchange model is created, and
I think the web-based.
yeah, this is a web-based version of
So
that.
when you have the view, you can create the exchange from the ACC docs itself.
Yes, the view was the first uploaded to ACC, and then from here, from the web ACC itself, we are creating exchange because we want it to be synced with Inventor. This is Inventor now. In Inventor, we will be loading that exchange that we created there. We first preview it and then we import it. So the whole geometry of that wall face is now loaded in Inventor, and we are now doing a change in the railing structure that the way we want it to be. And once this is done, yeah, that whole design is done, we can now send it back to Revit. So that is what we see here in this section. Just I'll go back a little bit. So that portion of Inventor design came back to Revit, and now I'm going to change something. Something like if I change the height of the balcony wall, then will that or in that update will go to Inventor, and then the locations of the balcony, the railings can also be adjusted accordingly. That is what we are presenting here. The user is going and reducing the height of the balcony wall and synchronizing again the model with the cloud, and from here it's being published. Once this is done, when we click on update that view from the cloud, what happened is the latest update got automatically fetched from that same file within Inventor. So I don't need to do that manually in Inventor, or I don't need to go and file import and anything. I just click on update and the update comes in. And because the design, the railing design was done on the surfaces of the wall, wall surfaces. So since the wall surfaces came down, it was mapped to it, so it also pressed it down. So that is how it's all, the updates automatically get synced up. So this is in the design space, always 3D to 3D or 3D to 3D. These designs, when changes, they get reflected, so get updated. Imagine these workflows are not just in the space of 3D and 2D. I can have a Revit file connected to an Excel file. And if I do any changes to Revit, the Excel data updates the number of count of doors or something. And then based on that, my pricing also gets updated. And in Excel, if I have an invoicing page, that
It will
invoice also
also
get
get
up. So
We will see that into the build.
yeah, when we go to the builds episode. So it's a wide variety of ideas that is getting opened up.
It's been, if you ask me from a business development perspective, Vivek, I would say it's a magic, because nobody would have thought of bringing these two separate software, that two separate domain like mechanical and civil, and you are just connecting and doing it lively. It can contribute a lot to a project, not to industry. Thank you very much for this, and it's a very good beginning, and we have got a very decent number of audience. Of course, we keep doing it, and anybody who want to reach, you can reach us, and you can reach Vivek, you can reach Subhransu, you can reach me, and the ultimate aim is to solve your problem, reduce your time, increase your profit. So let's work towards that, and we will meet again in another episode, which Subhransu will come up with the title and time, and happy to see you again. Thank you very much, Vivek and Subhransu. I know how busy you guys are, and thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
your time and being with us.
Thank you, everyone.